All right. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Miss Anneke here. I am filming from church and I'm super excited to see you guys because I wasn't here last week. But this week I get to do music again. I get to talk with you guys about Thanksgiving. It's awesome. And also, before we started, I wanted to show you, look, I've got my favorite planets shirt on because that's how excited I was. And I made tea in the favorite mug we have at church, which is a Captain America mug. And Hank, I thought of you when I was making this tea. So clearly I'm very excited to see you guys. So before we talk a bit more about Thanksgiving, I thought we could do a quick check-in because I know that you guys sometimes do that in Sunday school. So in a second, we're gonna do what's called 2 stars and a wish. So we're gonna pause and you're gonna think through your week and think, what were like 2 big stars from my week that I really loved? Like, what were my 2 best parts of the week? And then you're gonna also say a wish. So something like, I wish this could have gone different, or I wish I'd been able to do this, something like that. So I'm gonna pause it for a second here, and you go around with your brothers, sisters, mom, dad, whoever you have with you, and do 2 stars and 1 wish, okay? I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. Okay, hopefully you guys paused the video and were able to do that together. But thank you for sharing your stars and your wishes with your family. I guess I should do 2 stars and a wish, hey? My star this week is that I had apple crisp last night, and it was really, really yummy. I even had it with ice cream. My other star is that I had fun at school this week. That was good. I had one really good class with where we're reading a really good book right now, so that was fun. 1 wish. I wish I was at church last week. I wasn't able to be here, but I'm super excited to be back. So those are my 2 stars and a wish, I guess, which I wasn't planning on sharing, but I did. Yeah. So now we are going to do a little prayer together. It's actually a psalm that I picked out to read kind of as a prayer. But I thought maybe if we could fold our hands and I'm going to read Psalm 100, and I thought we could read that together as a kind of Thanksgiving prayer. So it goes, "Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him with joyful songs. Know that the Lord is God. It is he who made us, and we are his. We are his people, the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. For the Lord is good, and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations." All right, and I know that one's a pretty popular one, especially for Thanksgiving, but I really loved it. And before we keep talking about Thanksgiving, I wanted to say, I thought of you guys at the end because it says his faithfulness continues through all generations. And so generations is like kind of a group of people in a certain age, I guess. So your parents are from one generation, you are from the next generation. And so it means that God, he is just as faithful to you, and we have just as much to be thankful for as our great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, or however many greats you want to put in there. So I think that's pretty cool, and that's pretty fun. But yeah, so today, talking about Thanksgiving, I don't really have a story to read, but I thought we could kind of just talk about it in general. So first things first, we're going to pause the video again, and I thought maybe you can talk with your parents, and I want you to list 3 things that you're thankful for. So, and it can be anything. It can be related to school, it can be about family, just 3 things where you're like, I'm so glad that I have this in my life, right? Okay, I'll go first, and then I'll pause it, and then you guys can make a list. So I am super thankful for my family. All my parents, my sisters, my aunts, uncles, cousins. I'm really thankful for them because I know that they always have my back, and they're always supporting me. So that's one thing I'm thankful for. I'm really thankful for butterscotch ice cream. I had some butterscotch ice cream the other night, and it was so delicious. So I'm thankful for good food, I guess, and highlighting butterscotch ice cream. A third thing that I'm thankful for is I'm thankful for the sun. I know it's been a little rainy this week, but we've also had some really nice fall days and the leaves look so pretty. So that's another thing I'm really thankful for, because it's just going out and like seeing the crunchy leaves just brightens up my day. So now we're gonna pause and share with your parents 3 things that you're super thankful for. Boom. Okay, hopefully you did it. It's kind of weird for me to pause because I know that you're pausing the video, so I want to pause, but not for that long. Anyway, George is a lot more polished when he does this. I love hearing the things that you guys are thankful for. I'm so glad that you shared, and maybe you're thankful for some of the same things, and maybe, I'm sure there's more than 3 things that you're thankful for, but don't worry, we'll get there. But yeah, thank you for sharing, you guys. That's really special. Now, as we keep going, I want to talk with you guys about a moment from one of my favorite movies that reminds me of Thanksgiving, and it reminds me of what I'm trying to work on this year. So it comes from a movie called The Lord of the Rings. It's my favorite. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, maybe you'll watch it one day. But the point is, the main character is going through a really hard time. He is traveling with a ring that's super dangerous, and it's kind of scary. And one night he says to his friend, "I wish the ring had never come to me. I wish that none of this had happened." And his friend says back to him, "So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us." And at first, I know that doesn't sound like a very Thanksgiving quote, but I think it is, especially this year, because this year has been pretty hard for some of us. There's the coronavirus, COVID-19, which is kind of scary, and it's changed the way school works. It's changed the way my school goes and your school goes, and it's changed how we can see our friends and what we can do and not do. And then there could be other things going on in your life, whether it's with friends or just sometimes things aren't super easy and we don't know what to do with it. And I find, at least for me anyway, once a week I sit down and I'm like, I wish this wasn't happening. Like, I wish that none of this had happened, right? And then I hear this voice of, well, so do all who live to see such times. But what we can do is decide what to do with what we do have. We can decide what we want to do with what we have. And what we have, we should be thankful for. And yeah, so maybe when things are hard, you can think of that. It doesn't mean it's not hard. Just because we are so blessed doesn't mean that things are never hard. But things are hard a lot of times. And sometimes all we can do is be thankful for what we have and decide where we're going to go from there. So thanks for following me on that one. I know this is why I was nervous to make the video. Sometimes my words go all over the place. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because that's something that's really special to me, and I know has made me feel less alone at times, just thinking I have a lot to be thankful for, and it's what I do with that counts, right? So now I want to kind of move into a brainstorm session, sort of what can we do with the things that we're thankful for, right? How can we show that we're thankful for the things that we have, right? So I'm going to pause again, and I want you to maybe think of some ideas with your brothers and sisters or your parents, all right? Let's think, what are some ideas? Things like, maybe you want to make a card for your parents because you're super thankful for them, and I know that they're thankful for you too. Or maybe you want to make a card for one of your teachers, especially, it's been a really weird year and you're really thankful for your teacher. Or you could make cookies for your mom or things like that. So I'm going to pause, and you can maybe say to your parents some different ideas, or say to your brothers and sisters like, oh, this is a way to show that we're thankful, right? Okay, so pause now. 3, 2, 1. And we're back. All right, good brainstorming, you guys. I heard that you came up with some really awesome ideas, and I love it. That's so good to hear. So now I think what I'm going to do anyway is maybe together, how about everyone pick at least one thing from that list. You can pick more, you can pick all the things, but pick one thing from that list and try to do it today. So if one of your things was, I want to make a card for my dad and say how much I love him, be like, okay, that's the one I'm going to pick, and I'm going to try to do that today. Because putting more love in the world is always great. And yeah, we love it. So thanks so much for coming up with awesome lists and for picking one of those things to do. Before we go, I thought we could read Psalm 100 together one more time, because that's a song about being thankful. I know we read it, but I thought we read it kind of as an opening prayer, and now we can read it together sort of as an ending prayer. So, Psalm 100. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him with joyful song. Know that the Lord is God. It is he who has made us, and we are his. We are his people, the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. For the Lord is good, and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for this Thanksgiving video and for saying what you're thankful for, sharing your stars and wishes, and coming up with ideas to show your thankfulness. It was super great to be able to see you guys, and come close to the screen again. Thanks for bearing with me as I made a video that I was kind of nervous to make. So I'm really glad that you stuck with it and that I stuck with it and that we could do it together. So hope you guys have a really good week at school. I hope you eat a lot of turkey and a lot of pumpkin pie. I know that I'm going to. So yeah, and just remember, tell the people you love that you're thankful for them. Awesome. All right. Bye. Check 1, 2, 3, check. Americano Blanco, yeah, yeah. Americano Blanco, yeah, yeah. Americano Blanco, yeah, yeah. Americano Blanco, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Guess we'll see if it worked.